Tomorrow's presidential inauguration is all about the winner. But you can't have a winner without a loser. So here's to history's presidential losers, some of whom weren't losers at all. Arizona Senator Barry Goldwater's uncompromising conservative politics spelled defeat in the 1964 race against Lyndon B. Johnson. But Goldwater ended up casting a very long shadow. Call it winning by losing. Today, Barry Goldwater is remembered in Phoenix with his own memorial park and by conservatives nationwide as a pioneer.
Well, he lost terribly, but he didn't bite on his principles.
Presidential historian Douglas Brinkley says that while Goldwater went down in flames, he blazed a trail for a big winner.
Goldwater was the John the Baptist figure for Ronald Reagan. The two of them together defined a modern American conservatism.
I believe we are going to prevail.
Likewise, says Brinkley, 1972's Democratic candidate George McGovern, an opponent of the war in Vietnam, was ahead of his time. Both candidates lost big, but today loom large.
There is such thing as a Goldwaterite today, and there is such a thing as a McGovernite. There is such a thing as... Still. There's no such thing as a Jerry Ford or a Jimmy Carter Democrat.
Right. There are losers who went on to do big things, not necessarily things that we all like.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of John W. Davis.
Davis, the losing 1924 Democratic candidate, went on to argue the landmark Brown versus Board of Education suit, the one that desegregated schools. But Davis argued against integration.
And here's a guy that thinks that we still should have segregation. He doesn't go down well in history.
Some candidates were winners and losers.
You know, there's always the inspiring Grover Cleveland model. Win, then lose, then win again.
Well, and Grover Cleveland always messes it up for us presidential historians because, you know, we've got to do that double Grover Cleveland.
The Benjamin Harrison sandwich.
Yes.
Right?
Of course, some losers are lucky if they're remembered at all.
Michael Dukakis gets remembered because his cousin Olympia Dukakis was in Moonstruck.
What the hell happened to you?
And how not to look in a tank. If we ever find ourselves having to go in a tank, you've got to say, I don't want to look like Dukakis.
So I should not try to sell my Horatio Seymour biography.
Don't go for it, Mo. It won't. You will get no advance. Even the university presses will close the doors on you.
1868 lost to Ulysses S. Grant.
Remembered or not, each and every one of these losers has played an essential part in our democracy.
If we didn't have losers, we'd be North Korea.
Without losers, we become something George Washington greatly feared. We could become some kind of autocratic society.
The father of our country ran unopposed, but after 2 terms set an important precedent.
The genius of Washington was that he stepped aside. He said, I'm done. I'm going back to Mount Vernon. And he did it so gracefully. He taught other people how to be good losers, or put a better way, how to step from power gracefully.